Hey, it's Mark here at Cedar Falls Farm. We are a small rural farm in southern Greenville County here in South Carolina. And one of the disadvantages of being rural are the means of communication. So we did not have internet down here until Starlink came around. There's internet probably within a mile or so here. There's a couple of schools, Greenville County schools in this area, and they do run it to them, but we were just kind of left out. But no problem, we now have Starlink, and one of the reasons why I did not start a YouTube channel for the farm and actually start putting out videos, because it's just too difficult to try and load, and I didn't want to have to drive to a local library or McDonald's or something to do uploads. But in case we ever lose communications now, I've decided to follow up on an old passion. As a matter of fact, some 40 years ago, at least 40 years ago, I joined the Army National Guard in a signal unit, and I've always enjoyed communications, and kind of got away from it as I grew up and got older, but now I'm pursuing another passion. So we're going to open up a Temu package. Surely everyone has heard of Temu by now. It's the cheap Amazon, if you will. Let's see what we have here. Baofeng, and have a little extra antenna here, which will be good in some instances, but not in all. Antenna length and definition depends on frequencies, but you can pick up these cheap ham radios, handheld ham. They're not going to talk a long distance by themselves, but this one was, I think, 20 bucks, and that's not bad. So we get a small radio and a battery. We should have a charger in here. And the little antenna that comes with it. There's our charger, there's a belt clip, but yeah, I'm looking forward to putting all this stuff together and having a cheap entry-level means of ham radio communications. And that being said, very important to understand that it's illegal to use ham radio and certain frequencies, even with a license, if you don't have the proper grade of license. So on August the 12th, I'm going to take my technician license level, and hopefully that should go well. I've been practicing and I'm passing all the tests, the practice tests, but I will start working on general after that, doing some studying, and that should open up more frequencies. So if there's another instance where like the pandemic we had 2 or 3 years ago now, which I never would have imagined something like that having the impact on our economy and the global economy the way it did, but unfortunately, politically or scientifically, it did impact everybody. It was very beneficial for the farm because we sold more produce and more eggs than we'd ever done in the past or have since, and I've since sold off the chickens and quit doing seasonal gardens. But ham radios still allow you to be able to communicate, even if there were a cyber attack, for example, on the grid, and you still have a means of talking and communicating. But it's a good hobby, good means to be able to communicate, making long distance communications, and just something to do that you can get into for less than 100 bucks. So I have 2 more radios on order, another 5-watt and an 8-watt radio, and I'll be interested to see what they do, and hopefully here in a couple of weeks I'll have my license. That's it today from Cedar Falls Farm. Thanks for joining.